Okay, we've got another important type of essays, that is, do you think this is a positive or a negative development? They will give you a sort of situation, and then they ask you, do you think this is a positive or a negative development? This is also opinion essay, because when they say do you think, when you think, that is your opinion. It's easy to understand. Now let's go through the topic, and again I tell you, you will focus every word of the topic. I don't want you to write a misleading essay. So, more and more young people use the internet to socialize. Look here now. More and more young people means majority of youngsters, teenagers, children and all that. So, you need synonyms for young people. Young people, young adults, teenagers, youngsters, yeah. So, you need to come up with a variety of words. So, more and more young people use the internet. Internet means online, on the web, like that. To socialize. Now, socialize can be defined as WhatsApp, Facebook, social media and the other applications. Is that clear? You can just talk like that. Now, the topic is a large number of youngsters use internet to communicate with each other. That's what the statement is. Do you think this is a positive development? What do they mean by this? This means young people use the internet to socialize. So, this development, do you think this is positive or a negative development? Now, what do you think?
Negative.
This is a negative development, the way you use it, huh? Okay. What do you think? Yeah, but you need to come up with some solid thing. Never write an essay which is misleading. If you write excess of everything is bad, so I think this is a bad development, negative development, positive. You need to be clear about that. Okay. So, what do you say? Is this a positive? Now, just tell me one thing, positive or negative. You cannot write an essay positive and also negative, negative and also positive. Or you cannot say minnu ki pata. You should make up your mind. Okay, you cannot choose both sides. So, what do you think? Negative. I mean, the way we look at children, where are my children? They are gone there. So, they are always having tabs and mobiles and all that. So, it can be said as a negative development. But if you have a positive mind, you can think about educational use, lingual use, how they learn languages through the social media. So, it can be a positive development. It's entirely up to examiner will not see. He said negative, it is positive development. Examiners are neutral, right? Yeah, they are neutral, so they will not check your argument on the basis of reality. They will just see your opinion supported by your language and you will get marks on that. Okay, now we all understand the topic. At least we know how to understand the topic. Or you say, I wrote a very good essay. What was the topic? Social media. They don't say social, they say social media. I wrote about WhatsApp, Emo, Viber, Facebook and this and that and all that, and I added 5 extra sheets also. So, do you think that will benefit? Not at all. You need to understand the topic. Now, let's take a start please. We'll write the introduction. People are having a hard time reaching consensus on. Very good phrase. Means people do not agree. People are having a hard time reaching consensus on whether using the internet to socialize is a positive or a negative trend amongst young people. A wonderful sentence. I tell you why wonderful. See that when they said whether using the internet to socialize. Now, if you write internet and you don't write to socialize, you are going away from the topic. Right? Internet to socialize is a positive or a negative trend, and then he said amongst young people. If you don't write young people, again your essay is going away from the task response. So, you have to be extra careful with the word choice because you are telling the examiner your understanding. So, this first sentence is your understanding of the topic. To my mind, socializing online is a negative development. You win. Okay, yeah. So this is, to my mind, socializing online is a negative development, and you can write positive development. It's all up to you. Now let's see. First paragraph clear? Just 2 sentences. There is no doubt that social networking websites have caused more problems than merits. That's the first argument. Social networking websites. For one thing, cyberbullying. Now cyberbullying, when you double cross people, sometimes you know they what do you use the word for that? Blackmail. They blackmail people. They say, I'll take your photos and we have your photos and all that. So cyberbullying poses a real threat to the well-being of young people. Clear? Bullying means when you threaten someone and all that. Well-being of young people, and we are using young people because essay is about them. As a matter of fact, cyberbullying happens on a daily basis on most social networking websites such as Facebook and Twitter, comma, which has led to. Now where do which goes? What does which mean? Cyberbullying or Facebook and Twitter? Cyberbullying, which has led to the increasing suicide rate among youngsters. Clear? So reason number 1 is mentioned very well. For another means another reason, or you can write secondly. For another, socializing online gives young people fewer chances to practice their interpersonal skills. Now that is second reason. Especially face-to-face communication skills. Undeniably, nowadays more and more young people prefer texting each other on Facebook as opposed to speaking to each other in person. Right? You say, I have 2,000 friends on Facebook, and in reality I stay in the corner of my room and I communicate with them, so you don't have social interaction like a face-to-face thing. Besides, too many youngsters, now have you noticed they are using the word youngsters, young people, so that it's all clear. Besides, too many youngsters spend too much time on social networking websites, which wastes. Where does it go? Yes, that's right. Besides, too many youngsters spend too much time on social networking websites, which wastes their precious time. So, which will go to social networking websites? That should be spent studying. More precisely, more teenagers. Now, teenagers, youngsters, young people, young adults, these words are good. Spend more time chatting with others online rather than do their homework at home. You need to do some correction. Just a second. More precisely, most youngsters spend more time chatting with others online rather than doing their homework at home. It should be ing. Rather than doing their homework at home. Okay, this is the mistake here. Now, we move on. To be sure, see that we are going to go to the other side now, right? Initially, we mentioned what we believe, to my mind, socializing online is a negative development. We wrote one large paragraph about it as a negative development. Now, we'll talk about the positivity of this and how it is a positive development. To be sure, social networking websites also provides wrong. What's the mistake here? Provide, yeah, will reduce his band score. This is what we call subject-verb agreement. To be sure, social networking websites also provide young people with the convenience of contacting friends that are far away. So this is the positive side of it. This is reasonable to the extent that some friends may live in other cities, so it is not easy to see them often. Still, sending emails to friends would be a more beneficial option because emails are less time consuming. Thus, social networking websites are not helpful in most cases. Can you see that? One paragraph, and this is actually contrast. What is contrast? Something that is opposing your opinion, opposite to your opinion. And now finally we have conclusion. In the final analysis, Despite the fact that socializing online is a popular new trend, it does not help young people when it comes to communication, time management, and mental health. These are the points he mentioned in the second paragraph of the essay, right? Communication, time management, and mental health. They use the word health, well-being. For this reason, or it should be for these reasons, for this reason, I am convinced that socializing online is a negative development in general. Is that all clear? So now, whenever there is the essay type, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? Do you think this is a positive or a negative development? Do you agree or disagree? How far do you agree? To what extent do you agree? You will write the same type. Is that clear? Good.